Alright, so Bond hit me up and asked me to do a replay review for him. So I believe these are from his team's games this past weekend. It's just going to be a solo game review for him, and it's just going to be one game, just because I have a lot of other replays I have to go over this weekend, unfortunately. But let's get started and see what we can tell Bond. You can move up a bit closer here, because like Jamie's on his way back already. So since nobody's up for it, you can kind of pretty confidently move up with Fluff here. If somebody was challenging Fluff in the air, I would say just wait back where you are, but you can move up a little bit closer. It's not that big of a deal. So you're probably quicker to this ball. I wouldn't expect him to touch it like this. I would expect it to go forward, but it's all right. Yeah, if you want to follow this ball, just stay on the wall with it. So this happens, you get this touch, which is pretty good, but because you drive down the wall here, you make it so you can't really get to this ball. I just want to go for this ball anyway. You're probably not going to be Axles anyway, so I would just go down and maybe grab a boost or something like that. Okay, good job looking at the play. A little bit longer when we're looking at plays, like you don't need to like look at where the boost is at that point. You've already lined yourself up with it, so just make sure you're keeping an eye on the play and what's happening. Okay, good save. Let's get on the back post and wait. Let Jamie go for it. Okay, we definitely got to get up for this. Like, Jamie's got to make a better touch here for us, but we have to be able to be comfortable saving these. So once it bounces like this, it's literally straight up and a double jump. Super, super simple. You're just literally going to fast aerial straight up and try to hit the ball back up into the ceiling. You're just trying to get any touch here. Any touch is good for your team, but no touch is no good. So. Okay, not sure what happened. Nice. I like being patient on the wall here. Don't pop it off the wall like this. Just let it roll back down. Like literally just stay right here, and then as soon as it starts going back down, point your nose back down to the floor and let it come down to the floor with you. And if Tuesday challenges you, so be it. He's not going to do anything that's really threatening to your team, just considering how far back his team is. So just don't touch this off the wall, and then you don't have to worry about this. And now you're not like sitting in the middle of the field like flying for no reason. You're also wasting a bunch of boosts on this bump that like literally does not matter at all. So like literally just rotate back here. Okay. You need to call Fluff off of this. This is much better for you than it is for him. Okay, and then stay back post here. Once this happens, just go to back post, because you already know Jamie's going to the near post, so just take a wider rotation back to your back post. Don't cut in front of him like this. Okay, just wait. It's a good spot. So like you're already on the back wall, right? Like you need to get to this ball. Like this is pretty much all you. Literally all you have to do is like back up a little bit and then backflip, and you'll hit this ball to the corner. But you can't let this bounce down like this. You're gonna get scored on every single time. If you're gonna sit on the back wall, then you have to cover the back wall. The only time you're not really going for a ball on the back wall is when it's not going back in front of your net. It's like gonna go to the corner or something like that anyway. Okay. Just be patient. Axel's already got. Okay, never mind. Well, normally I would say don't go for this because Axel's has you beat really badly, but he misses. So I would say just don't go for that and let Axel's clear it, because you don't want to waste your boost for no reason. You can't turn for this boost anymore. Like you literally just have to take pads down the back, like down the midfield line. You can't go this far upfield and then like change your mind and decide to go for the boost. You either have to go for the boost or you have to take the pads, but you can't do this because you're not going to get this boost. Okay, well you shouldn't get this boost, but normally that boost isn't going to be there for you. You got to make that decision much quicker. Okay. Probably just let Fluff go here and back off. just because like he's pretty much committing for this at this point. Like you can tell, like if you didn't tell him already that you're going, you see how like far underneath he is at this point. I would just back off because if you get beat to this ball, it's probably a goal. Don't do this ever. Just literally stop right here. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do this. You're just taking away all the momentum that you had. There's no reason for you to ever do this. It's literally just like messing your position up. You're jumping too early. You should be jumping like right here, I would say, because you want to hit the ball hard into the corner. You like line yourself up really well for it, but you jump too early because you're scared you're gonna get beat to the ball. No reason to jump that early. Be patient. Let the ball come to you. You wanna be jumping at the same time that you're flipping into the ball. Okay. I mean, Fluff probably just shouldn't be going for this, but this is again a situation where if he's gonna ball chase and he's gonna like make it so like every touch you make is just gonna be bad, then just don't touch the ball and back off here. Like he's already up. You make an okay touch if he was back like he should be, but he's not. So just don't like bother with it. I know it's frustrating when your team's not like letting you play kind of, but if you want to win games, sometimes you just have to let your team do what they want to do and you have to play around it. I don't like playing like that either, but that is what it is. Okay, that was a good shot. We'll go back post here. It's fine. Okay. Get up closer. Like keep going forward here. You wanna like stay with this ball. You wanna be like up here, waiting, like getting into the 6-yard box basically. Anywhere up here, but you don't want to be all the way back here because this ball is never coming back this far. And if it does, then it's on Fluff to get to it. It's not your responsibility anymore. So like stay up this ball because you don't want to get beat to it. Yeah, it's probably a goal. I mean, I think this just kind of comes from you being so far back. You make a bad touch. It's not a great touch that you made, but I understand what you were trying to do. Again, you just need to be more patient when you're going for these free balls. Like you're literally getting free possession of the ball, and you just jump at it and go immediately, and you throw it away. If you just be more patient and be more calculated with your touches, you'll have a much better time with the ball. This isn't your ball to jump for. You just saw Fluff in the corner grabbing the boost. Let Fluff jump for it, play underneath him. And this is why you didn't want to jump, because you're going to get scored on once Fluff misses the ball, but you could have easily saved this if you just waited and gone to the back post. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening on your guys' kickoffs, but obviously that needs to be sorted out. Okay, hit this to the left if you're going to hit it. If you're not going to dribble it, dribbling it's fine too, though. I would say, as of right now, Bond, just don't be going for stuff like this. I don't think that you have the like aerial ability at the moment to be going for stuff like this against a team, against the team that you're playing against. When you can consistently get to this ball in training, then I would say yeah. But otherwise, for now, I would say you should be dribbling this up the midfield. This ball should be coming with you down the midfield line because you have 100 boost. Right, you can literally just dribble this straight down this way. This is a free dribble for you, and I personally would be much more confident in your dribbling skills than I would for you going for a stealing shot. With some practice and stuff, I don't really mind this. I don't really like the stealing shot in the first place anyway, because it's basically just giving them time to adjust to what you're doing. If you dribble that ball down the midfield and like get a good flick, you can score that ball. Okay, don't commit too quickly for this, because this is exactly what's going to happen, right? Like, you're not in a good position to challenge this, so just back off, turn back toward your net, and, like, let him hit it past you. What you don't want to be is in this situation right here, where, like, you can't really do much to help your team anymore. You didn't really buy them any time. Okay, so, like, look where Jamie's positioning, and position with Jamie, right? So, Fluff's out of the play now. Alright, Jamie's going to the left. So I'm going to move up here. I'm going to move over here. I'm going to start coming to the midfield. Is Yoshi going to clear the ball? Great. I'm going to turn back this way. And I'm going to start covering behind Jamie. I'll cover back here and start moving this way. Is Jamie going to get to the ball first? Great. I'm going to keep going up this way and be present with him on this offensive play while Fluff rotates behind me. So, like, you notice what Jamie is doing on his rotation because you're going the same way as him, and that's not going to be helpful. You're going to go like this, and then like this, and then like that, and then like you're not going to be there for the play. Be decisive in what you're doing, but pay attention to what your team's doing too. Jamie was here. Now he goes here. You were kind of filling this position in already, but Jamie's taking it over, so guess what? Bam, now you're going to go take Jamie's position. We're keeping fluid rotations here, right? Fluff's going to rotate behind us. We're going to rotate into the midfield. Jamie's going to go for the ball, right? And then we get a nice... I didn't mean to draw a square. Fluff's going to go behind us. We're going to go into the midfield. Jamie's going to go for the ball. We get a nice line here, right? Then as you get closer into the midfield, then we get bam, and Fluff will be back here, kind of where you're at, and then Jamie will be in the corner with the ball. And we'll make a nice triangle, which is exactly what we want on our rotation, right? Nice big triangles. So pay attention to where you're rotating here. You're gonna eventually get to where you need to be, but you're just too far back. You're scared to like help your team out at all. See, and then look, you would have been midfield for this ball, and you're not 50ing it, right? It's literally a free ball for you. Maybe you still 50 it, but you definitely don't 50 it like this. Okay. You win this boost no matter what, so like turn your ball cam back on and keep it on because you need to be able to see what's happening with the play. Yeah, touch it left. Okay. Good try. Again, you're just jumping too early. Let this ball come back to you. Nobody's going for it, so like just let it bounce off the wall and take a shot when it bounces back into the ground. It's pretty much a free goal too. Just because you see Yoshi backflip, so you don't have to panic and like try to beat anybody with the ball. Trying to toss away possession again. Okay, we can go get the corner. We have time. Yep, just wait back post. Okay, let's fill our rotation in, right? So this is good. We're in a good spot. We're in a good spot. All right, why are we coming over here? What is not covered on this side of the field? Nothing. Everything's covered. Jamie's here. Fluff's on the ball. He's got this all covered. What's not covered on the field is all of this over here. Jamie can handle like here, right? And Fluff is on the ball, so we're not worried about that. And Jamie can always turn and cover over here as well. So where should we be? We should be going over this way. We should be covering this side of the field. We want to be over here, filling in this area of the rotation, because if Tuesday challenges this ball, right, Fluff's on this side, Tuesday's on this side, well, the ball's going this way, right? So Jamie can stay in the midfield now, and then you're already over here waiting to move up with your team. Let's also remember you're down 4 goals, so you being all the way back here is not beneficial to your team at all. You need to move up with them, and you need to be more present on these plays. Like, why are you turning back for boost, right? What boost do you need? You have 70 boost. And if you're just trying to dodge the demo, well, you dodged it, and then you look back for boost as if you need it, but you don't. Yeah, I was gonna say, just make sure we confidently win this ball. If it's kind of like risky for us to win this ball, I would say don't go for it normally. But I also remember we're down 4 goals, so I would say like just go for pretty much everything at this point. You have to do something differently. This ball, I mean, just you're too far forward now. It's really complicated to explain, but because you're so far back, you're now too far forward. Because you went so far back for this boost that wasn't there in the first place, instead of just waiting in the midfield and grabbing the boost and turning around, like you doing this has over positioned you and you've moved up too far. Whereas if you'd have just grabbed this boost and kind of hung out in the midfield, you would have been fine on this ball. So like you being too far back is costing your team the offensive pressure, and then it's putting you out of position when you do need to be upfield, and or have the opportunity to like turn back and get to the wall. Okay, wait for Yoshi's touch. Try to get a big clear here. So we want to time the ball basically as it hit. We want to get to it as it's hitting the wall. That'll give you like the big clear that you're looking for. So as soon as the ball is making contact with the wall, then we go up and we jump and we touch it. and then it'll go super far out the other way. Instead of like wasting all of this boost to grab the pads, just turn back to net and start flipping. You'll be in a better position that way, or not in a better position. You'll rotate faster that way, and then you're not wasting boost for no reason. Again, we're tossing away possession. Sucks we don't have boost, but like there's nobody in front of us at all, so no reason to hit the ball like we did. Just stay on the ball. Let it fall on your car and like take a good touch to it. That was a good pass though. It was close. And then yeah, we have 5 seconds left, so. Yeah, I mean, I thought maybe your team was just being a little ball chasey in the beginning, but what I come to realize is that because you're spending so much time back, you're causing them to kind of ball chase because they don't know if you're going to go for the ball or not, because you're being super inconsistent on whether or not you're there for the ball. And then I can already hear you saying, well, I'm really far back because they're ball chasing, but then we're just going to get into this never-ending loop where I'm going to keep telling you they're ball chasing because you're too far back all the time and they can't trust you to be forward. And you're going to say, I can't go forward because they're ball chasing all the time. You have to just start being forward, and it's going to take some time. This is the chemistry part of like this thing I say when I say play with your team a lot more. You need to show them with your actions that you can be forward and be a valid part of the team. You can't just kind of like be like, oh, well, they're ball chasing, so I can't move forward. It's going to take time. I'm going to tell you now, because your team's already set in their ways of that, in that they're not going to let you go for everything when you're third man, because they can't trust whether or not you're there for it, because you're playing too far back. If you start playing like you should be and moving forward with them, and even if you get ball chase out of a few balls, just keep doing it. Just keep being there for the ball, and you guys are going to get scored on, and it's going to suck, but over time, they're mentally going to realize they're going to be like, okay, well, I can't keep going for the ball when Bond's back because Bond's going to go for the ball too, and I don't want to double commit, right? And if they just keep ball chasing after that, well, then I don't really have much to tell you. It's frustrating, but you're leading yourself into the frustrating part of the game, which is you're too far back because you can't really be forward because your team ball chases you off the ball because you're too far back. And like I said, we'll just end up in this never-ending loop where I keep telling you to do the same thing. So remember that, right? When you're out of position, just like remember that you're out of position and tell your team too, hey, I'm too far back. Feel free to rotate in front of me, right? You know, and like establish that before the game and say like, I'm too far back. Then your teammate can ball chase you out of the ball and it's not a big deal. Sometimes it's okay to ball chase the ball a little bit. But if you're going to keep sitting this far back, you might as well just be playing your own third of the field. But if you want to be a part of the team and keeping offensive pressure Bond, you need to move up with your team and you need to show that they can trust you to be there in these situations.